Hey, welcome back to another episode of Johnscryptotherapy. I'm still enjoying my great time, but I realized that I did not want to leave a lot of these new traders in the dark. I wanted to give you guys an alignment on where price can go and how we can judge the next move. I just wanted to give you a little bit more of a token of my appreciation for everything that you guys have been doing. So let's get right into this. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the Elliott Wave. It is a theory cycle. Everything in the chart is a continuous loop. It always goes into these forms of waves. So it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it has a corrective wave of ABC. So the corrective wave is an opposite move of the initial move to the upside or to the downside. Okay, so if this is confusing, please make sure to pause the video whenever and try to watch as much as you can. If you do have questions, please make sure to ask in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer as much as I can. So let's get right into it. I want to show you guys how cool this is. So we have it right here. So follow with me. This is going to be the first move right here. That's going to be number one wave. This is the second. This is going to be the third. This is the fourth. This is the fifth. So a lot of people are wondering, hey, look, how do you know where to place your waves? How do you know, like, what is this? To a lot of people, this is like alien technology, and I totally understand. This is super hard to grasp if you are new to trading. So there is a lot of ways to trade it, but Elliott Wave, for my personality and the way I like to trade, it is okay. You could still make a ton of money, but you know, it's only suited for certain people, okay? So remember, this is just another idea, another structure on where price is going to go. So make sure to follow as much as you can. So right here is going to be the ABC move. So this is the A, this is going to be the B, and this is the C move. Okay, so if you guys focus right here, you'll see what's going on. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the corrective move to the downside. So this corrective move right now, yes, I'm talking about the past. I'm going to relate this image to the future very soon so you guys understand where price is going. Okay, so it's important that you stay right here to understand the criterias before anything. Okay, when we look at this move right here, we're going to look at the first criteria. Okay, so let me get this line right here. Okay, so the criteria is going to be very simple. You see how leg 1 goes up? Leg 2 cannot pass leg 1. Yes, it could touch the same zone. That's totally fine, but it cannot go lower. If it goes lower, this whole wave sequence is absolutely wrong. That's how people that love trading the wave, these guys have these criterias, and if you cannot meet the 3 criterias, then these are not considered waves. So this is going to be the first criteria. As you see wave 1 going up, wave 2 cannot go lower than the first wave, which it did not. So we're still good to go, and we're going to understand what's the next thing. The next thing is going to be right here, wave number 3. Wave number 3 cannot be the smallest out of all the waves pushing to the upside. So because we are in a beautiful uptrend right here, we have 1, we have the number 3, and we also have number 5. Because this is the uptrend, we're only looking at number 5, number 3, and 1, and you can clearly tell number 1 is the smallest out of all these waves. So that means number 2 is absolutely good to go. Number 3 is going to be a very simple one, and number 3 is going to be this right here. So number 3 is going to be where number 4 is. So number 4, wherever the wave is going for number 4, it cannot pass wave number 1. If it does go lower and it goes into the area of wave number 1, then this is absolutely wrong and you have to do the wave sequence all over again. So that's how the wave sequence works. It works with different patterns and different technologies to understand where price is going. Okay, so because it did not pass wave 1, we're totally fine. This is considered a right formation. So we do have the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5, and then the impulse to the downside. So this is really good. Hopefully you guys do understand the number 1 rule, the number 2 rule, and the number 3 rule. So let's get into the future price. Okay, so now when we look at the future price, let's do the Elliott Wave and see where it's going. All right, so now let's do the wave formation here and see where price is going. So we have here the 1, we have the 2, we have the 3, we have the 4, and then we have the 5. See, this all makes sense because the ending of the ABC makes us continue a new fresh wave of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we have the correction right here as well. And the correction is showing me that, you know what, slowly but surely, we're slowly going to see price doing something amazing. The price is eventually going to go up. And this is what it's showing me. So hopefully you guys are paying attention and understanding the criteria. I'm just going to go through it one more time so you guys really get the gist of everything. All right. So when we're looking at this, remember the first ever rule that we were talking about? Let me get it out. So number one rule right here is going to be number 2. It cannot pass number 1, and it did not. It can actually hit the same line. It cannot go lower than 1, which it did not. So we're good to go. That is the first criteria. The second criteria, if you guys look at wave 3, is this the smallest wave out of the push wave? Remember, we're only looking for bullish momentum because this is a bullish trend. We're looking at 5, we're looking at 3, and we're looking at 1. So we can see that 3 is actually bigger than 1. Because 3 is bigger than 1, we're good to go, and we understand that this criteria is actually met. So we're good to go. Third, but not last, is going to be this simple one right here. When we draw this line right here, next criteria, does wave number 4 impede wave number 1? Absolutely not, because it's all the way up here. If it goes lower and it touches it, then we're out of this trade and we do not understand this pattern. We got to redo everything, okay? So because it does go to this criteria and it does not touch wave number 1, we're good to go. We understand this is the right formation and we're good to go. Now we're wondering, how do we predict the future? Wave theories are pretty cool. I cannot say it doesn't work. Absolutely, it works. It's only suited for certain people. See, a lot of people that are into the wave theory, you know, they like it because they understand it. But remember, when a wave is wrong, they can change it and make it into a position that makes sense. Me as a trader, I don't like that. I want things to be set in stone for me to understand where price is going. But this is totally fine. So we're going to understand what's next and how we're going to predict this, okay? When you're looking at the ABC and you're wondering when it's over, it's very simple. Let's get the parallel channel right here and let's do this. So once you do this, guys, hopefully you guys are watching very carefully. Once this parallel channel is formed and we do see a touch on the very bottom, which we already had at C, you guys can see very carefully it did touch the bottom of this beautiful channel, and we're looking at a bullish sentiment. But in order for this to become bullish, remember the first criteria ever, I've been telling you guys this, no matter what, we need to see a break of this trend line. So if it does not break this trend line, it could still go a little bit lower. Hopefully it doesn't, because we do need to start believing in a bullish momentum run. So I do want to see that, okay? So the bullish momentum, I think eventually it's going to happen. Also, as a trader, you need to understand something very important. So the most important thing when we're looking at all of this, I really don't care where the market's going, because I truly do believe this level is where our strong ground is, right here. So the market here, because it tested this so much times and we had a lot of resistance and we had a lot of support, this is our strong ground. So I don't believe price can ever break this level, only when we're all selling at the very top. Maybe it can go down, retest and break it. But as of now, we are so good to say that anything underneath this level going towards the 0.0050 levels, it is the best deal you can ever get in your life for OMI tokens right now. So because of that, we understand that price is eventually going to break this trend line and it's only going to go up. The cool thing about all of this as well, when you're looking at this, let's go from the bottom here and we're going to the top. We're still looking at a bullish flag. So for a bullish flag, I do like the 50. I wanted to hold above 50, but it did not. The wicks did go lower. But the body of the candles, if you look very carefully, it is above the 50. So we still have a great price action to see where price is going to go in the future. Because of that, we can still estimate where the price can absolutely go. So let me do this right here. So we have the flagpole right here, and if the breakout does occur right here, let's just say hypothetically, we will put a horizontal support and resistance line right here. So we can see a future price of 0.010, and that's totally fine. You know, I am looking for a lot of sell-offs. We'll see how it goes. There is numbers that you could look for, even 0.098. See, there's a lot of numbers that you can play around with, but it's about where the price goes initially. So the way I think this is going to happen, let's look at this very carefully. When we're looking at this and you realize something, this is pretty cool. You could see right here, as a trader, you're understanding these waves. You're seeing that wave 1 did not break wave 5. So this is really cool to see. So if that's the case, this is what's going to happen. So if this is wave 1, let's just say it's going to go up. Maybe it's going to retest the back of this B. All right, that's totally fine. So then we also understand the next criteria. Wave number 2 cannot go lower than this move right here of wave number 1. So what it's going to happen, I think it's going to fall in the back end of this wave. Do you see it as a support? This is going to be the support. So it's going to fall in that place. That's where I think it's going to happen. Wave number 3 is going to be the big wave. It could do two things personally. I think it could shoot all the way to the top right away, or it could fall a little bit lower. So if it falls a little bit lower, let's just say it falls around here. So if this is the big wave of number 3, that's totally fine. As long as the criteria go, we're totally fine. Wave 3 has to not be the smallest wave. Right now, wave 1 is, so we're totally fine. So now when we're looking at wave 4, what's going to happen? It cannot go lower than wave 1. So because it cannot go lower than wave 1 right here, it's most likely going to fall right on the top and find support at wave 5. And then wave 4 is going to actually lead us all the way to the top to wave 5. So that's what I think personally it could happen. And when that does happen, let's look at this very carefully. It can absolutely happen, or it could fall a little bit higher than we can see price going up, okay? So anything of this nature can absolutely happen. We can have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the ABC correction exactly around 0.010. So around the penny mark that we can absolutely see this correction. Also, we're making sure these levels are falling exactly with the left of structure, and that's the most important thing. You could go anywhere, try to get a specific like program done for you. It's not gonna happen. It's really not, because a lot of traders would not do it, first of all, and it's too much. They charge like 250 an hour or something like that. Me personally, I want to change a lot of people's lives, do it in an efficient way, and help as much as I can. Also, there is a guy going around WhatsApping random people with my face on it. Remember, everything of that nature, it's not me. So make sure you guys do understand and be safe, okay? Other than that, hopefully you guys do understand this is the future of trading. If you do want to continue with the program, let me know in the comments below. I do have 350 applications, and I do have to go through them to make sure they fit the criteria for me to take them as a student. So if you guys do want to become students, please make sure to take the opportunity, because once I do close the door, I'm not going to be able to open it again. So that's the other thing as well. And we'll see how this channel does progress, because I will be having students. I won't be uploading as much because I do want to focus on my students' success and the future of their trading. Hopefully this does make sense to you guys, and hopefully you do enjoy this little gem that I shared. Other than that, take it easy, and John out. Peace.